Okay, and for more on our top story, that is the U.S. economy growing at the fastest pace in 6 years in the fourth quarter of last year. That is a gain of 5.7%. Well, joining us from the White House is Christina Romer. She's the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors. And Chairman Romer, great to have you with us back on the program.
Great to be with you.
Okay, so we've been talking to a lot of economists this morning, and ahead of these numbers, they were saying, look, it was the cash for clunkers in the third quarter, the home buyers tax credit in the fourth quarter, which is the reason why we've seen an improvement. What is going to drive growth this quarter?
So I do think it's important to look back at the fourth quarter, because one of the things that struck me is how broad-based that growth in GDP was. A chunk of it was coming from inventory investment, but we saw firms' investment in equipment and software go up. We saw residential investment go up. We saw consumer spending go up. I think all of that is suggesting, that it is really going through the economy, a lot of the private sector coming back. I think going forward, what we're going to be anticipating is more of that same effect. The stimulus, the Recovery Act is still in place. That's going to be holding up consumer spending. Those tax incentives for investment are going to be there. That's going to be helping to fuel more investment spending. And then I think that the natural recovery, I think as confidence comes back, kind of that virtuous cycle. As firms are stocking their inventories, they're going to start hiring people. That'll be good for...
Right, and that's
that'll
key.
Certainly be good for incomes. Yeah.
That will be key, is that when, as companies are starting to spend more, that is an indicator that eventually they'll start hiring. So when can we start seeing that jobless rate come down?
Well, it is the number one question. GDP growth is important for job growth, but, the president has always said the thing that he cares most about is getting people back to work, translating that GDP growth into rapid employment growth. He's going to be announcing a major new initiative today, that small business a job and wage tax cut, because what exactly he's saying is at this point in the recovery, we do see demand coming back, we see output coming back.
Right.
Firms aren't yet taking that plunge, and so he's going to be proposing an important tax cut for those firms that actually add workers, and we think that's the perfect policy at this point in time to make sure we get that rapid employment growth.
But, for instance, Dean Mackey over at Barclays was saying that he expects that we're going to see job growth this quarter and that we're actually going to see the jobless rate come down in the second quarter. Is that in line with what you're expecting as well?
We have certainly said that we expected positive employment growth by spring, and I think that is completely realistic, especially given today's numbers. So yes, I think that is very plausible.
Okay, and given all of the not only the initiatives that you're going to announce today, but also the overall initiatives we've heard from President Obama as of late in creating jobs, what are we talking about? How many jobs could be created from these new programs?
Well, that there's a lot of uncertainty about any of those. I think, what he has been thinking about, what he's been proposing are targeted programs that really are bringing back the private sector, because we know that is the ultimate engine of job growth. So something like this small business tax cut is something that's designed to really, jumpstart that engine of the economy.
Dr. Romer, very quickly, tell me, though, the White House reaction to Bernanke getting confirmed.
Oh, we are, of course, delighted. The president reappointed him because he trusted his leadership going forward, and we think this is a very positive development. And of course, we're looking forward to working with him as we continue to bring this economy back and start to create jobs again.
Okay, Christina Romer, thanks again for joining us on this program, chair of the Council of Economic Advisors.